Hello guys, my name is Saurabh Tripathi and welcome to the Current Affairs Intercepted YouTube channel. Today is 5th of May and we are going to learn some important current affairs. Jeremiah Manele has been elected as new Prime Minister of which country? Solomon Islands, West Indies, Kenya or Nigeria? So it is Solomon Islands. Jeremiah Manele has been appointed as Prime Minister of Solomon Islands. Solomon Islands is located at, suppose this is Australia and this is New Zealand. Solomon Islands is basically, as name suggests, it is a group of islands located at north of New Zealand and northeast of Australia. Its capital is Honiara and currency is Solomon Islands dollar, and it is located at northeast of Australia and north of New Zealand. So once again, Jeremiah Manele has been appointed as Prime Minister of Solomon Islands. Recently introduced Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita 2023 replaces which existing laws? IPC 1860, Code of Criminal Procedure 1973, Indian Evidence Act 1872, or none of these. So it is Indian Penal Code IPC 1860. It was very old. It was during British colonial eras and recently it was changed to Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita with necessary modifications. So let's have a look about changes that has occurred. Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita, it aims to replace Indian Penal Code IPC of 1860, and in IPC 1860 or BNS, which is also called Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita, it guidelines for criminal offences. Next one is Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Samhita. It seeks to replace Code of Criminal Procedure CRPC of 1973, procedures related to arrest, prosecution and bail. Bharatiya Saksh Adhiniyam 2023, it aims to repeal Indian Evidence Act 1872, rules related to evidence in legal proceedings. So these were the rules which were in the past during the colonial era. Name has been changed and certain modifications were also done. So we have these three new legislation name: Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita, Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Samhita and Bharatiya Saksh Adhiniyam. European Union has given aid package of $1 billion USD to which country recently? Israel, Palestine, Lebanon or Ukraine? It is Lebanon. EU has given $1 billion USD package to Lebanon. Aid will go to refugee crisis, border control, security and to the fishermen. Lebanon is located near Syria and Israel. It is in West Asia. Capital is Beirut and currency is Lebanese pound. Let's have a quickly look about what is European Union. European Union comprises of 27 member countries. It was established after World War II. These 27 countries work in cohesion. They have own laws known as EU laws. They often use common currency systems, common rules and regulations, and often allow visa-free travel to each other countries, also known as Schengen visa. Schengen visa allows people to travel across multiple countries under European Union without any restriction. In 2020, as we know, there was Brexit where UK has withdrawn itself from European Union. Chairperson of European Commission is Ursula von der Leyen, and she is also world's most powerful woman according to the list released by Forbes magazine. She is a German citizen and she is a chairperson of European Commission. Name is Ursula von der Leyen and EU is 27 members body. It was formed after World War II. In 2020 Brexit, UK was exited from European Union. So once again, European Union has given aid package of $1 billion USD to which country? It is Lebanon. Which country has been particularly concerned about the global impact of Mpox outbreak? Okay, so this question is about which country has recently seen global outbreak of Mpox, and it is Democratic Republic of Congo. It is an African country. In African country, Mpox outbreak has caught global attention. The Mpox outbreak has spread very rapidly and it is a Democratic Republic of Congo, and entire world, it is looking at this country because this virus is spreading at very rapid pace. Mpox disease, earlier known as monkeypox, and it spreads very fast. Around 300 deaths have so far in Congo just because of monkeypox or Mpox. and once unless it is tested and vaccine is developed, it is likely to engulf various part of Africa. Word Portuguese language day is observed on 3rd May, 4th May, 5th May or 6th May. So word Portuguese language day is observed on 5th May every year. India has a complex relationship with Portuguese. As we know, Goa was colonized by Portuguese in 16th century, and India consistently pursued diplomatic avenues to reclaim Goa peacefully. Even after 1947, Goa was under Portuguese control until December 1961, when after the peaceful request various diplomatic went into fail. India has launched Operation Vijay, a military campaign to reclaim Goa and other Portuguese territories, and India has freed Goa from Portuguese colonialism in December 1961 after the independence in 1947. The military operation started on December 18, and by December 19, Goa was freed from Portuguese. Not only Goa but Taban and Diu were also freed from Portuguese colonialism, and it marks the 451 years of Portuguese colonialism in India. Goa became free on 19th December, and it is known as Operation Vijay. Don't confuse with Operation Vijay. Operation Vijay was also used for Kargil War in July 1919, where Indian Army has defeated Pakistan. Indian Army has recaptured the enemy's dominating peaks in July 20. So Operation Vijay is also all about Kargil War as well as Goa liberation. Which state has launched India's first astro-tourism campaign known as Nashakt Sabha? Nashakt means astro or Sabha means assembly. Astro assembly, and it is Himachal Pradesh, Ladakh, Uttarakhand or Arunachal Pradesh. It is Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand has launched Nakshatra Sabha. It is one of a kind India's first astro-tourism campaign, and astro-tourism is combination of astronomy and tourism, means people come here to watch wonders of astronomy, and it will also act as a tourism, so it is called astro-tourism. In this, people will spend night at stargazing, celestial observation using various equipments. They will capture photos of night sky. As we know, Uttarakhand has lots of dense forest and least amount of light pollution in some areas, and in those areas which is ideal for stargazing, you can see Milky Ways without any extra equipment. You can see various stars which are unlikely to be seen in cities because of light pollution, and Uttarakhand has dense forest, covers least light pollution, ideal for stargazing. Nakshatra Sabha will commence in June 2024 at a George Forest in Mussoorie. So once again, astro-tourism campaign known as Nakshatra Sabha has been launched in Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand capital is Dehradun. Recently renamed station in Uttar Pradesh. So these are the new names. Let's have a quick look about it. Akbarganj, Ma Ahurwa Bhavani Dham. Misrauli, Ma Kalika Dham. फुर्सतगंज रेलवे स्टेशन, तापेश्वर नाथ धाम. निहालगढ़ रेलवे स्टेशन, महाराजा बिजली पासी. एंड वारिसगंज अमर शहीद भले सुल्तान जयस गुरु गोरखनाथ धाम. बानी स्टेशन स्वामी परमहंस. एंड कासिमपुर हाल्ट also known as Jayas city now. So these stations were renamed in Uttar Pradesh. Have a look about it and just have an idea because this can be asked in MCQs. Oxford Bookstore Book Cover Prize 2024 award was given to which designer? Bhavi Mehta, Tarun Goyal, Nilesh Saini or Amal Tripathi? So it was Bhavi Mehta. Bhavi Mehta was given the prestigious Oxford Bookstore Cover Prize award in 2024, and it was given for her work on the book Beautiful. Cash prize was 1 lakh rupees for her outstanding design. This book was written by Pradeep Sebastian and she designed the cover page, and she has won Oxford Book Cover Prize 2024 and name is Bhavi Mehta for the book Beautiful. Just a Mercenary Notes from My Life and Career book has been authored by Dr. Duvri Subbarao, D.S. Bhadauria, अरुण गोयल और मुकेश सिन्हा. So this is a book and it has been launched by former RBI Governor Dr. Dubari Subbarao. In this book, he talks about his struggles, his humble beginnings, and his career into civil services, and then the governor of RBI. He talks about various life lessons and struggles he faced early his life. Then he became sub-divisional magistrate, and after inducting into IAS, he later became higher position, and in the end, he became the governor of RBI. So Dr. Dubari Subbarao has written the book Just a Mercenary: Notes from My Life and Career. Subodh Kumar has been appointed as director in which ministry? Ministry of Rural Development, Ministry of Ayush, Ministry of Panchayati Raj, or Ministry of Textiles. So it is Ministry of Ayush. Subodh Kumar has been appointed as director in Ministry of Ayush. Ministry of Ayush has been established to propagate traditional and alternative medicine, and Ayush has a full form. Let's have a quickly look about what is Ayush. Ayurveda, Yoga and Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha and Homeopathy. Ayurveda, it combines the Sanskrit word Ayu means life and Veda means knowledge of science. It is life science. It is called Ayurveda. Second one is Yoga and Naturopathy. Yoga, as we know, aims to unite individuals' consciousness with universal consciousness, and naturopathy is a drugless, non-invasive therapy using natural materials for healthcare. Next one is Unani. Unani provides holistic healthcare considering individual's whole personality rather than just a specific disease. So it is a personality-based solutions and it is called Unani. Next is Siddha, emphasizes perfection, eternal bliss and accomplishment. And Sowa Rigpa. Sowa Rigpa used by mainly tribal and Bhaut people in the Himalayan region, and it is known as science of healing. Next one is homeopathy. It is introduced by Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. Homeopathy follows principles of let likes be treated by likes. Please remember this, it is very important. Dr. Samuel Hahnemann is also father of homeopathy and he is a German citizen. So these were full forms of Ayush, and please know this, it can be asked in questions because Ayush is a very important initiative of Government of India. Once again, Ayush stands as Ayurveda, Yoga and Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha and Homeopathy. There are two important missions of Ayush. National Ayush Mission, NAM, and the objective is to enhance access to Ayush services by increasing the number of Ayush hospitals. So purpose is to increase the number of Ayush hospital dispensaries and upgrading the existing facilities. Additionally, it also aims to, integrating Ayush to PSCs, primary health care. As we know, we have hospitals as a community hospital known as primary health care, and Ayush will also be integrated under the NAM mission into PSCs where people can access Ayush medicine as well. Next one is Ayurgyan. Its purpose is to promote education, research in Ayush and support research and innovation through extramural research and education. So basically it's basically to promote education and research in Ayurveda known as Ayurgyan, and National Ayush Mission is also called NAM. India will hold 11th Joint Trade Committee also known as JTC meeting with which country? New Zealand, United Kingdom, Italy or Australia. So it will be New Zealand. India will host 11th JTC meeting with New Zealand. Joint collaboration in sectors including pharmaceuticals, agriculture and food processing. So this will be part of this Joint Trade Committee meeting. Also, bilateral economic dialogue will take place. Horticulture sector, particularly concerning kiwi fruit and dairy, will also take place. Hospitality, tourism, nursing and telemedicine sector will discussed in this meeting, and there are other various topics. Horticulture is art of growing plants, and horticulture is made from two words, hortus and culture. Hortus means garden and culture means to cultivate, garden cultivation. It is a Latin word. So let's revise and recall some questions. Let's have a quick look at it. Let's do it. Goldman Environmental Prize 2024 Green Nobel Award has been given to. It is a very important question. Please mark this. It will certainly be asked in various competitive exams. Ashok Pandey, Mukesh Shukla, Alok Shukla or Rajiv Kumar. It is Alok Shukla. Alok Shukla has been working at grassroots level to prevent forest degradation. He prevented thousands of hectares of land from being coal mined he prevented the trees, he works for tribal children, he works for tribal community, and he has been awarded as Goldman Environmental Prize, also known as Green Nobel, in 2024. So please remember this name, Alok Shukla. World's deepest blue hole has been discovered in. So world's deepest blue hole has been discovered in Mexico. Mexico is a North American country, and the name of this blue hole is Tamzala Blue Hole TJBH. It is located at coast of Mexico, and these blue holes, are important tourism attractions. People such as from diving community dive deeper and explore the various adventure inside the sea, scuba diving, and various other sea adventures. So world's deepest blue hole has been discovered in Mexico, and its name is Tamzala Blue Hole. So these were today's current affairs. If you have any doubt or any feedback, please let me know in comment section. I will answer your doubts. I will implement your feedback. Please keep learning every day. Do not leave current affairs for last minute preparation. Current affairs requires daily learning, and keep building yourself layer by layer. Keep taking notes. And additionally, apart from learning, please attempt quizzes. Quizzes will help you in recalling in a better manner. It will boost your recalling power, just like learning boosts your memory power. Recalling power is very important because in competitive exams you have less time and you have to attempt questions at a faster rate. So please keep attempting quizzes, keep learning every day. Never ever get distracted or demotivated. If you do, just come back to your usual preparation and do your best every day. Have faith in your abilities, have faith in your preparation, and have faith in higher power. And if you enjoyed this session, please like this video. Please subscribe to this channel. You will get timely videos. You will get amazing questions. So these were today's current affairs of May. Thank you for joining me today. Have a great day.